Good morning. There's a little breeze blowing, so I hope that you'll be able to hear me okay. But I'm standing at one of the two ponds that are on our property. And the amazing thing about these ponds are that when Lee and I were first looking at our house and our property, we came at two different times. Actually, just the way it worked out was we both were here at different times, not ever here together at the same time. We both walked the entire property, and then later decided this was the place for us and made an offer, and the owner made a counter offer, and we made a counter offer. You know how all that works. And eventually we settled on a price, and we agreed this was our place and we wanted to buy it, and we did. And then we were so excited. We were back in South Carolina making plans to move up here to Tennessee, and I found this program where you could see a property from the air, aerial views that were taken over time, and they would go back as far as people have been taking aerial views of your place or the place you're trying to find. And so I found all of these aerial views of this property, and in all of the views there were these two really dark spots on the property. And Lee and I looked at them and we talked, and we said, those look like ponds, but there are no ponds on that property. We both walked the whole property. There's no ponds there. I wonder why the owner decided to fill them in, or why the ponds aren't there anymore. Well, after we bought the place and walked it again, we discovered, oh, there are two ponds, and we both had walked right past two, small but not inconsequential ponds. We had another wonderful surprise the first spring we were here, and that was that this pond in particular, but actually both ponds, are surrounded by irises. And they're not quite in their peak yet, but you can probably see the yellow irises behind me. Irises are Lee's favorite flower. And she had no idea, and of course neither did I, as we walked by, that A, we had a pond, or that B, these ponds would already be planted with her very, very favorite flower. Makes me wonder how often all of us walk right by a sign of beauty or love or life, which is, of course, by definition, a sign of God every single day. If you are watching the news, and we all are, it's hard not to be depressed and to be saddened by all of the evidences we see out there of disease and sorrow and things falling apart. And yet there are so many things of beauty. Ponds that we might just walk by, fields of irises that we might walk by, and let us this day make sure that we take the time to open up our eyes and look, in spite of all of the difficulties, in spite of all of the things that are definitely dark. Let us look for the light. Let us look for the beauty. Let us look for the love. And so my first assignment to you today is to look for signs of God, beauty, life, and love this day. But there's a second, probably just as important assignment, and that is that you become a part of the beauty and the life and the love. Whatever it takes, all of us can do that. You can offer a prayer in general for our world, or a prayer for a friend in particular. You can pick up the phone and make a phone call. You can participate in this project our church is trying to do to collect cookies to give to the electric workers, the power workers who are trying to restore the power after the tornadoes. Cookies are not an essential necessarily, and yet what a wonderful sign of beauty and of love and of life. And so if you can make and bake cookies and bring them to church today at 11 o'clock, or again at Friday between 11 and 1, both of those days, our staff will make sure that they get distributed to the power workers. And if we get an abundance of cookies, we'll find other people, and it is not hard to find, of course, other people who are helping that we can give these to thank them for that. But find a way this day to be a sign of beauty and life and love, so that someone else won't accidentally walk by it. Here is the truth, my friends. God is with us. Amen.